Good morning, all of you. Jai Jagannath. I'm welcoming you all in this platform of OPSC StudyIQ. I hope audio and video both are working fine. Please confirm those who are online. Good morning, all of you. So today is 9th of May, and India is in war with Pakistan under Operation Sindoor. So I wish everyone is safe, and let's start our discussion today. Jai Jagannath Sikha. Thank you. So let's start the session. Okay. 9th May. Okay. So Arambh batch we have, foundation batch. We'll discuss in detail about this batch. Okay. Let's start. Today's news, the first one. Map the genome of the world's rarest large terrestrial mammal. Mammal which is living on the land, terrestrial. And Cashless treatment scheme 2025, judges declare assets, SCALP missile, storm shadow. Global study on child sexual abuse, Pakistan invoked Article 51 of UN Charter. Finance Ministry unveils draft climate taxonomy document to aid clean energy investment. Okay, so these are few news today. One-liner, Biju Patnaik, Zenu Kuruba tribe, CBI director, Province Sud, INS Sarda and Rangachera village, Tripura's first green village. Okay, and apart from these, हम लोगों की ओडिशा related current affairs भी है, वो भी discuss करेंगे. Okay, so let's start. Map the genome of the world's rarest large terrestrial mammal. A new study published in the journal Cell has successfully sequenced the genome sequencing of the extremely rare and exclusive saola found in the Annamite mountains of Vietnam and Laos. Okay, Vietnam and Laos. The saola, also known as the Asian unicorn, is one of the world's world's rarest and most mysterious large mammal. It was first discovered in 1992. So few things we have to remember here. First thing, that this Asian unicorn, which is world's rarest, and it's a large mammal, okay, and it was discovered in 1992. It is found in the Vietnam and Laos mountains, Annamite mountains of Laos and Vietnam. So genome sequencing, what is genome sequencing? Let's see. Scientists sequence the complete genome of 26 saola specimen using DNA fragments from remains collected from the hunter's home. Okay, so hunter's home, जो लोग hunting करते हैं उनके घर से कुछ अवशेष मिला होगा, आप ये ऐसे बोल सकते हो, क्योंकि डीएनए हम लोग कहाँ से निकाल सकते हैं. जैसे कोई क्राइम साइट्स है ना, आप वहाँ पे बाल, हेयर या नाखून, इस तरह से कई चीज़ों से आप, या स्किन का आदि कुछ एलिमेंट्स है, तो वहाँ से यू कैन एक्सट्रैक्ट द डीएनए, सो विच कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर द व्हाट यू कॉल द एविडेंस. सो जेनेटिक स्प्लिट, तो यहाँ से भी आपको हंड्रेड से घर से भी आपको they have collected the DNA samples. So genetic analysis revealed that saola population split into two genetic groups about 5,000 to 20,000 years ago. Okay, 5,000 से 20,000 साल से पहले they had this two genetic groups. Human intervention, let's see. The development of the agriculture about 4,000 years ago increased human intervention in the region, leading to forest loss, या आप इसको बोल सकते हो habitat loss, hunting and habitat fragmentation, causing the saola populations to become even more isolated. Okay, so this is, I mean, in present time also you will find such thing, human intervention in terms of habitat fragmentation. Suppose गोटे national park थिला ता मझिरे आपण नहीं कि पळेले कोन 6 lane 8 lane the national highway. So that means this is something what fragmenting the habitat. Okay, national highway 6 lane 8 lane की चलेगी तो वो fragment हो जाएगी, right? So this is what we call habitat fragmentation, causing the saola population to become even more isolated. Okay, so let's see the genetic diversity. The two groups have lost genetic diversity about their gene pools, complement each other, making it likely that interbreeding between the two groups could restore the overall genetic diversity of the species. So now they are planning to have this interbreeding between these two groups could restore the overall genetic diversity. जो genetic diversity की losses हुई है, that can be restored if we will have an interbreeding. Okay. About the saola, saola is often called the Asian unicorn and is member of the Bovidae family. Okay. जैसे cattle ये सारे होते हैं, बोविडे बोवाइन जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं. It is a monotypic genus, which means it is the only living species in the genus. Saola lives in dense forest in the Annamite mountain range located between the Vietnam and Laos. Okay, Asian unicorn. So they can ask this type of question. Asian unicorn is found in Indian forest or kind of Himalayan region or something statement they can put. तो हमें थोड़ा cautious रहना पड़ेगा. Vietnam and Laos are the regions where this saola or Asian unicorn is generally found. Main characteristics: it is a medium-sized mammal and both sexes have long, straight, parallel horns. For example, this rhinoceros, which is found, or this Kaziranga National Park, you must have seen that one-horned rhino. So similar kind of horn they have, which is, both male and female, long, straight and parallel horns. It has white markings on the face and the body is dark brown in color. Okay, it is extremely shy and elusive and rarely seen by the human. That is the reason they always try to live in dens of the forest. Okay. Diet and behavior: its diet may include herbs, shrubs and leaves, although not much is known about this. So possibility is there they were completely or purely vegetarian. Okay. So it lives solitarily in small groups because of the psi in nature. So they always try to live in a particular group. Conservation status: if you see, the saola is listed as a critically endangered species. Okay, saola is listed in the critically endangered species under the International Union of Conservation of Nature Red Data Book or Red List, where the species have been demarcated as the endangered, critically endangered, okay, extinct. These kind of status have been given. Now, moving to the next, after many delays, Center notifies cashless treatment scheme for road accident victims. Let's see. The central government has notified the Cashless Treatment Scheme 2025, which aims to provide prompt medical assistance to road accident victims. The scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway under the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. Cashless treatment means immediate treatment will be provided and no payment would be made by the victim or the affected people in terms of cash. Eligibility: the scheme is open to all persons who are victims of the road accidents, who are victims of any road accident involving motor vehicles. Coverage: victims will get cashless treatment up to 1.5 lakh for a maximum period of 7 days from the date of accident. Okay, so 7 days first week के लिए आपको 1.5 लाख की ट्रीटमेंट मिल जाएगी. नोडल एजेंसी स्टेट रोड सेफ्टी काउंसिल. Designated hospitals that are impaneled under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Under this particular scheme, we have insured every family with 5 lakh rupees of treatment in those impaneled hospitals. And apart from these 5 lakh rupees per family, we have provisions of another 5 lakh exclusively for the women. So women in the family are covered under the 10 lakh category, and apart from women, the other family members are covered under the 5 lakh category per household. Okay. Right. So payments to hospitals can make claims which will be verified by the state health agencies and paid within the 10 days of the claim. Monitoring of the scheme. The scheme will be monitored by the committee headed by the Secretary of Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Okay, monitoring of the scheme. Next, AI enabled gold melting ATM. I think the heading is the wrong heading. Okay, other measures taken by India to improve road safety. The Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019 has introduced strict penalties for traffic violation. Strict penalties. You must have seen the people are coming, generally driving on the wrong side. So maximum accident you will find in case of wrong side driving, overtaking in the wrong side. There are multiple reasons behind it. So Motor Vehicle Act 2019 has introduced strict penalties for traffic violation. Road safety audit. Audits are design, construction and maintenance levels have been made mandatory for all national highway projects. Okay. Moving to the E-DAR project, establishes a central repository of data related to road accidents. Okay. E-DAR projects, that means every detail will be maintained. I mean, how many road accidents are there, how many deaths are there, casualties are there. Okay, so that will be maintained in this E-DAR project, that is the repository of data related to road accident. Good Samaritan Award, people who provide help to road accident victims within the golden hour of given award or are given awards. So generally people do avoid such scenario. एक्सीडेंट होती है तो पीपल जनरली लोग निकल जाते हैं कि भाई कौन लेके जाएगा, फिर पुलिस केस भी हो सकती है. सो such things are involved, so they try to avoid those situations. But now government is encouraging people to come forward and help those victims in their golden hours, so the very initial hours of their treatment, that is vital or crucial. Okay, so for them government has also planning to provide any kind of award those who are helping to the accident victims. Next, judges declare assets. Supreme Court publishes assets of 21 judges, some more to come. Recently, 21 judges of the Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice of India, have publicly disclosed their financial assets and liabilities. This step is aimed at strengthening public confidence in the judiciary and making it more transparent. I think recently you must have seen that one justice, any judge in the High Court of Delhi, the cash was there at his home. So from there onwards, this surveillance system has been activated. Now, like scrutiny is there on judges of the High Court as well as the Supreme Court. Background: judicial accountability has long been a subject of debate in India, particularly with regard to disclosure by judges, their assets and financial affairs. Although judges were not legally required to publicly disclose their assets, steps have been taken in their direction in recent years. Okay. If you must have seen the district court judges. So district court judges also are taking money to give the bail, right? Give the bail. Bail देने के लिए भी वो लोग लेते हैं, bribe लेते हैं. तो this is an common saying. Since money was there at Justice Verma's quarter or home, so that is the reason again this thing have been government is doing that. Let's disclose your property or assets. Okay, that shows if any kind of misappropriation of fund or something or bribe you have taken or not. So this is what the judiciary is all about, because judicial accountability is something very dicey, or you can say is in question mark, because they are not answerable to anyone. Even if a judge's appointment, judge's elevation from the High Court to the Supreme Court, all are depending on those own judges itself. 3 people for the High Court and 5 people for the Supreme Court. They decide generally who will be the next judge, who will be promoted from the High Court to the Supreme Court. There is no say neither from the legislature nor from the what you call executive. Okay, so this is what a very closed kind of system, or what we call the opaque system. So that is why this judicial accountability is in question. In fact, with respect to the appointment, we have already discussed the NJAC was there in 2014, which was passed by the Parliament National Judicial Appointment Commission, but it was again struck down by the Supreme Court on the ground of judicial independency, because they said this particular NJAC is violating the what you call the independence of judiciary. Anyway, let's see timeline of key developments. 1997, the full court of the Supreme Court, headed by the Chief Justice J.S. Burma, recommended the Chief Justice that the judges should declare their assets. In 1997, they came with this idea. Further, in 2009, full court of Supreme Court resolved to make voluntary disclosure of assets of judges and decided to publish it on the Supreme Court website. Voluntary in the sense, it's not mandatory for everyone. Those who want to do, they can do that. That is why it is voluntary. It's not mandatory. Okay. Further, 2009, Delhi High Court holds the asset declaration of judges are information under the RTA Act 2005. So it was kept under the RTI Act 2005. 2019, Constitution Bench holds that Chief Justice of India is public authority under the RTI Act and its assets can be disclosed in public interest. So further, 2019 Constitution Bench holds that Chief Justice of India is a public authority. So he or she must submit to the public about his assets, his or her asset. 25, Supreme Court begins proactively disclosing assets and family ties of judges. So judges and their family members, they must submit what is the amount of assets they have or the property. Importance of asset declaration. It will enhance transparency and integrity. At least judges would avoid this practice, what we generally perceive, that judges are taking money or taking bribe to change the decision of a case. At least that a strong message would go into the public, right? Public को एक message जाएगी नहीं, सब कुछ fair चल रहा है. Justice system is something which is very crucial, with the foundational, or you can say the foundation of a society. If there would be no justice, then obviously the society will be collapsed. Okay, so the common man, the poor, the vulnerable, every person is having trust on the judiciary system for the justice. At least हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, कोर्ट में देख लूंगा, right? So let's go to the court. So why there is a trust in the court? Because of the justice will be served. So if that is in stake, that is in doubt, obviously the society will collapse. So enhancing transparency and integrity, asset disclosures ensure transparency in the judiciary. When judges disclose their assets and financial status, it gives confidence to the public. Yes, that is the thing. It gives confidence to the public that judiciary is free from any external pressure and they are dispensing justice impartially. Okay, dispensing justice impartially. So trust must be there. So it can be a question in your ethics GS paper 4. What is the requirement of publicly announcing this property or the assets of the judges of the High Court and the Supreme Court? This must be ensured that a trust of the public must be there on the judiciary before they come to the court. Building public trust is judicially largely depends on how transparent it is and how impartial its decisions are. Asset disclosure shows that the work of judges is not influenced by any personal gain or selfish motive, thereby strengthening the trust of the society towards judiciary. Okay, so this must be ensured. Trust of the public must be there on the judiciary. In line with the Constitution India, disclosure of assets by judges in line with the values of integrity and responsibility enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution. Integrity and responsibility enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution, and the DPSP. Okay, preamble and directive DPSP, it shows what? It shows the nature of the state. Preamble is considered as the identity card of the Constitution. DPSP shows the nature of the state. And what is exactly the nature of the state? The nature of the state is, or the values we have in our Constitution, that is rights, justice, equality, fraternity. These are the values, fundamental values of the Constitution. So one part is there, that is justice. And justice we can expect from the courts of this country. And if courts are impartial, courts are unbiased, courts are independent, courts are functioning with all integrity, then justice can be served. Okay, so that is the reason it says the responsibility and integrity enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution and DPSP. It ensures that judiciary is adhering to the ethical standards set by the Constitution. Right? Now, accountability and anti-corruption, disclosure of assets. So, I think you know this. When you file the nomination of your candidature, either for the assembly election or for the parliament election, you have to publish, or you have to publicly write down on that nomination form what are your assets. Not only of yours, your family as well, your spouse, your children, or the family properties you have. So what is the purpose of that? Only this thing. Our lawmakers in our country, in our society, must be independent. They are not any kind of pressure. They are not involved in any kind of corruption activities. Okay. So accountability and anti-corruption, disclosure of assets ensures accountability in the judiciary. The step helps in preventing corruption, unethical practices, and abuse of power. So these are the few things we need to ensure. So need of trust and integrity in the judiciary. The first thing, judiciary is considered as the interpreter, the final interpreter of the Constitution, number one, and number two is the guardian of the Constitution. That means even when the, I think you know this, during the British time, British have kept this judiciary and executive with a one authority. Let's say district collector was given the responsibility of judiciary as well as the executive. So when executive is violating the rights of individuals, then what will they do, or what the public will do? Right? Who will provide justice to them if the judicial authority is also with this district collector who was given the order to violate the rights? So that's why Indian जो freedom struggle के time पे जो Indian leaders थे, they consistently demanded the separation of judiciary from executive. So this is what we need to do. Judiciary has been kept separately as the guardian of the Constitution and final interpretation or interpreter of the Constitution. The main function of the judiciary is to protect the Constitution. To protect the Constitution, safeguard the fundamental rights and maintain the balance. Safeguard the fundamental rights, Article 32, right to constitutional remedies for the Supreme Court, and 226, I think you know, under article for the High Court. Without it, the principles of Constitution may be threatened. Okay. Ensuring accountability, lack of accountability in the judiciary leads to judicial delays, abuse of power, which can promote inequality, and it will make unjust society. Next, SCALP missile storm shadow. In Operation Sindoor, SCALP missile were fired from Indian Rafale jets to strike terror infrastructure deep in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Range. The SCALP missile has a range around of 500 kilometers, allowing it to accurately hit targets located at long ranges. Weight and warhead, if you see, it weighs 1300 kg and carry up to 450 kg of conventional warheads, which have the capability to penetrate hardened bunkers. Okay, hardened bunkers. The length around 5 meters, wingspan around 3 meters. SCALP missile. Speed and flight characteristics. It flies at subsonic speed about Mach 0.8, giving it the ability to fly at low altitudes. Okay, speed and flight characteristics, if you see, it has the ability to fly at the low altitude, are very close to the ground. Flying at low altitude, it can evade enemy radar detection. Okay, so uh, from the 7th of night, everyone is discussing why our drones or the missile systems bypass the radar system of Pakistan, which was given by the China. So this has this kind of mechanism. They can avoid the enemy radar detection. Guidance system with terrain following navigation and GPS INS guidance, the missile hits its target with high accuracy. Infrared terminal homing system, which makes the missile more accurate when it comes closer to its target in the final phase and matches it with preloaded images to ensure greater accuracy. So the full-fledged war has been started from yesterday onwards, as someone saying Operation Sindoor is extended, it's continuing, it's still on, and some says Operation Sindoor 2.0. But the only fact that we need to de-escalate from now onwards, because escalation leads to a full-fledged, both the countries will be involved, lot of resources will be involved, and war never comes with any kind of positive things. War always comes with cost, okay, and definitely it suffers the prosperity of the country. So whatever damage has been done, I think de-escalation should be done from now onwards, because enough warheads and this tactics have been used. So now it's a time to recall for both the countries. In fact, obviously we can't keep. We can't stop ourselves or unilaterally if Pakistan continues to fire on us. We have to retaliate, but it's time for both the countries to decide, let's go for a dialogue or a discussion. At least de-escalation must be there. Okay, you can't engage ourselves infinitely in the war. We are not Ukraine, right? The India is not Ukraine, so we need to understand that fact. Okay, global study on child sexual abuse. The report is meta-analysis that includes data from more than 200 countries. It was led by the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. Let's see in detail. Child sexual abuse, 30.8 of girls, and this is specifically India, 30.8 of percent of girls and 13% of boys experience sexual abuse before the age of 18. So this is something very concerning data. The prevalence is highest among the girls in South Asia. Sexual abuse just before their or during their teen age. Global average 2023, 18.9% of the women and 14.8% of the men experience sexual abuse in their childhood. Okay, 70% of the victims experience their first abuse before the age of 18. So actually, I think you must have seen, if you consider the data of the rape, the number of percentage or the data of this rape, you will find the victim is raped by a person who is known to her. Okay, that is another matter of concern, because some or other way the victim knows that person. Okay, maybe relative or kind of sexual abuse also. That is another case. The accused is known to the victim. That is what our finding says. Mental health disorder. Victimized children develop lifelong mental problem, okay, because of trauma, stress, depression, anxiety. Education and socio-economic impact. Sexual abuse affects children's education. So that keeps on banging on your head. You can't study, you can't focus, you can't concentrate. Education and trust in social institutions, their social and economic life in the future is also affected. So when we say social institutions, you can't trust on your relatives, friends. right? Your family, your near and dear one, because very much that accused is known to that person, and this is the maximum case we have seen. Intergenerational trauma, this abuse creates a cycle of trauma within the family and community, weakening the social fabric. Systematic failures in the prevention, reporting and rehabilitation have been clearly exposed, leading to inadequate protection and support for children. Okay. Next, Pakistan invoked Article 51 of UN Charter. Let's see what is this Article 51. In response to India's Operation Sindoor strikes overnight on Tuesday, Pakistan Deputy PM, the Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar, said that New Delhi had violated Article 51 of the UN Charter. In a statement, Dar said the Pakistan reserves the right to respond appropriately. So, this comes after Indian forces targeted 9 terror sites in Pakistan in response to the terrorist attack in the Pahalgam that killed 26 people, 25 Indian national and 1 Nepal national. Article 51 of the United Nations Charter says it focuses on the right of self-defense. Okay, याद रख लीजिएगा इसको आप. Article 51 of the UN Charter says right of self-defense for member states. It states that nothing in the Charter impairs a state's right to self-defense if an armed attack occurs against it until the Security Council takes necessary measures to maintain international peace and security. Security Council of means the UN Security Council. Until the UN Security Council takes this issue and tries to resolve or establish or maintain the peace, then every country has a right to retaliate, a right to have this self-defense. Now, India is also saying the same thing. After Operation Sindoor, when Pakistan also started violating the ceasefire, India is also saying the same thing. In the retaliation or for the right to self-defense, we have also retaliated, or we have started attacking the Pakistan as well. Okay. So, action taken under the Article 51 must be immediately reported to the Security Council. The article balances the sovereignty with collective security, allowing states to respond aggression while requiring oversight to prevent abuse. It respects the sovereignty, it ensures the sovereignty of a country. That means a country is independent, it's under, it is under the none of the kind of authority. It's completely sovereign, independent. It has a right to take any kind of decision related to its safety and security of the nation, as well as collective security. Collective security means the security of the country. Collective security means security of a country or a group of countries. Okay. One-liner current affairs. First is Biju Patnaik. Russia recently honored Biju Patnaik for his courageous contribution in the World War II on the occasion of the 8th anniversary of the Victory Day. 8th anniversary of the Victory Day of Russia. Okay. Biju Patnaik was a skilled and daring pilot who trained at the Delhi Flying Club and joined Royal Indian Air Force in 1936. During World War II, he flew several crucial supply missions to aid Soviet troops in Stalingrad. Russia awarded him the Jubilee Medal in 1995 for his courageous contribution. The Battle of Stalingrad was one of the most decisive conflicts of World War II. It lasted from August 1942 to February 1943, is now known as the Volgograd. Okay, so just remember the 8th anniversary of the Victory Day, Biju Patnaik has been given the award. Okay. Next, Zenu Kuruba tribe. Recently, Zenu Kuruba families have begun to reoccupy their ancestral homes inside the Nagarhole National Park. Okay, Nagarhole National Park. The Zenu Kuruba tribe is found exclusively in the Kodagu and Mysore district of the state Karnataka. So, Zenu Kuruba tribe is found in which district? कौन सी state में दिखाई पड़ता है? In which state? Karnataka. Okay, and inside the Nagarhole National Park. The name Jenu Kuruba is derived from the Kannada word Zenu, that is honey, which reflects the tribe's traditional occupation of collecting honey. Because पहले क्या होती थी, hunting and gathering, and they generally depend on the minor forest resources. What is this minor forest resources? Minor forest resources ହେଉଛି ଝୁଣା, ଲାଖ, honey, mahu jota ଆମେ କହୁଛେ. So these are minor forest resources. What is the major forest resources? The timber. Okay. Timber. So timber comes under the government. So tribal people cannot use the timber, but they can only depends on the minor forest resources, jhuna, lakho, whatever we call it, which reflects the tribe's traditional occupation of collecting honey and managing forest produce. The Zenu Kuruba live in semi-nomadic lifestyle, which means they move around the forest for a living. Semi-nomadic. They are not settled at a particular position. They keep on traveling. They keep on moving. Depends on the availability of resources, right? Where resources are available, they collect there. And if resources will be complete or exhausted, and they find a new place to collect those resources for their livelihood. The belief system of the Zenu Kuruba is primarily associated with the supernatural beings and generally the worshipper of the nature. They do worship the river, they do worship the forest, they do worship the land, the earth, okay. And supernatural, that is something very kind of what you call, they do worship, जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं ना कि भाई एक सुपर नेचुरल पावर कुछ एग्जिस्ट करती है जो सब कुछ मैनेज कर रही है, मैनेजिंग एवरीथिंग, ओके. So similar kind of thought process or kind of religion they do have, and they keep on worshipping them, okay. Jenu Kuruba tribe. CBI Director Probin Sood, Appointment Committee of Cabinet has approved a 1-year extension of the CBI Director Probin Sood, a Karnataka cadre IPS officer, from his scheduled retirement. The CBI is India's premier investigation agency aimed at investigating high-profile cases of corruption, economic offences and serious crime. The body is neither constitutional nor statutory, but derives its power from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. Just remember, CBI is neither constitutional nor statutory. Okay, it has been established or it derives its power from this act, Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. Okay. The Special Police Establishment was set up in 1941 during the World War II. The CBI was officially formed on the 1st April 1963, following a Home Ministry resolution based on the recommendation of the Santhanam Committee. Just remember, Santhanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption, and this has been constituted, that is CBI, and it derives or it gets its power from this Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. INS Sarda, Indian Navy's INS Sarda, recently participated in the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise at Mafila-Fusi. Maldives is a tropical island nation located in the Indian Ocean. We have just, I think yesterday only, we discussed India and Maldives is having a joint exercise with respect to HADR, that is humanitarian assistance and disaster relief in the Indian Ocean region. Okay, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, let's say tsunami, it could be cyclone or any such thing. We will cooperate with each other, we'll share data, we'll share information as well. The country is made of 26 coral atolls. Okay, coral reef, what you call coral atolls, like large size of coral, is famous for its geographical feature and marine life. Maldives is home to 7th largest coral reef system in the world, which makes up about 3.14% of the global reef area. 8-degree channel. This channel separates India's Minicoy Island and the Maldives, which waterway is important as it provides water connection between the Maldives and India. So just remember this thing as well. 8-degree channel which divides, the channel separates India's Minicoy Island and the Maldives. India's Minicoy and Maldives. Okay. and this waterway is important as it provides a water connection between Maldives and India. Rangachara village, Tripura's first green village. Rangachera village, located in Mohanpur subdivision of Tripura, has recently been declared the state's first green village. State's first green village, that is Rangachara village. A solar plant and solar-based water purification system has been installed in the village. So, the purification of the water has been made through the solar system, solar power. This has not only improved the power supply, but also made safe drinking water available. Okay. The Tripura Renewable Energy Development Agency took up the task to implementing this green village concept under Rangachera Gram Panchayat. An investment of 1.25 crore was made for this with provision of solar domestic lighting. And also now government has started giving subsidies in the PM rooftop solar projects. Okay. Some amount of subsidy will be given to you if you install solar panels at your rooftop. Finance Ministry unveils draft climate taxonomy document to clean energy investment. Ministry of Finance announced the release of a draft framework for its climate finance taxonomy, its classification system identifying sustainable activities. Okay. So just remember, what is the purpose of this taxonomy? Sustainable economic activities with climate goals aimed at enabling the facilitation of major capital flows required to support net zero transition while preventing greenwashing. Preventing greenwashing means what? इसका मतलब क्या है? जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना आई वॉशिंग, वैसे ही green washing. What is the meaning of that? The meaning is, it seems that we are working on renewable energy and green energy, but actually it's not happening. So ministry also realized कि industries and there are such projects which are doing this green washing. दिखता है कि हो रहा है, but actually नहीं हो रही है. They are emitting carbon and all. So that is the reason what government is trying to do, net zero transition. India has set a series of climate goals, including target to achieve net zero emission by 2070. सरकार ने तय किया है नेट जीरो एमिशन होगा 2070 तक and an interim target to reduce emissions intensity of its economy by 45% by 2030. So by 2030, 45% net carbon emission 45% reduce की जाएगी, and by 2070 it would be zero emission. There would be no carbon, complete what you call renewable energy. Additionally, India has set an ambition to transition approximately 50% electric power from the non-fossil fuel based sources by 2030. So 50% of our requirement will come from the non-fossil fuel, or what we call the renewable energy, solar, wind, any such renewable energy. According to the Ministry of Finance, reaching India's 2030 climate goal will require approximately 2.5 trillion of investment. In a statement announcing the release of the new framework, the ministry said the taxonomy is being designed with an objective to facilitate greater resource flow to climate-friendly technologies and activities. Okay, so these are what you call the few parameters or few points with respect to the taxonomy which has been released by the government. Okay. So let's see few Odisha news. Okay, so we have this Aramba batch. I've already told you, we'll explain later. Greenfield airport in Puri, the government of India has approved, or final approval has been given, the proposal which is related to a greenfield, yani कि completely new airport in Puri to boost tourism and religious travel. And it would be an international airport. It is planned under the Greenfield Airport Policy 2008 with clearance from Airport Authority of India and Ministry of Civil Aviation. The airport is expected to develop near Sipsarubuli over 1200 acres of land. It will improve connectivity to the Jagannath temple, benefiting pilgrims and international tourists. The Odisha government is in advanced stages of land acquisition and environmental clearance. The project will complement the state's tourism corridor and decongest Bhubaneswar airport. ऐसे भी कौन सा decongest हो रहा था, छोटा सा ही तो है. Anyway, it aligns with the center's Udan scheme which enhance regional air connectivity in tier 2 cities. Okay. So 1164 acres of land, 5,631 crore of investment, 4.6 million passengers year capacity to be built in 3 phases. Objective: boost religious tourism, drives regional development, enhances connectivity to the holy city. Okay. Russian embassy unveils special plaque honoring Biju Patnaik. The Russian embassy in India recently unveiled a commemorative plaque honoring Biju Patnaik, a former Odisha CM and a freedom fighter. So this was the plaque. Okay. Special plaque honoring Biju Patnaik. The Russian embassy in India unveiled a commemorative plaque honoring former Odisha CM, a freedom fighter. Biju Patnaik played a heroic role in rescuing Indonesian leader during their independence struggle in 1947 using Dakota aircraft, which has been kept in the Bhubaneswar International Airport, you must have seen. His contribution to Indo-Russian ties during Cold War era were highly appreciated by the Soviet leadership. The plaque is a symbol of enduring Indo-Russia friendship and recognizes his international spirit. Acknowledges his courage and aviation skill, the commitment to democratic values and global solidarity. This act also highlights the importance of recognizing regional leader. The move has cultural and diplomatic significance, especially amid evolving global geopolitical equations. Okay, so these are what they call, they have unveiled a plaque. Satkosia Tiger Reserve is located in Anugul, Nayagad, Cuttack, both districts of Odisha. Notified as Tiger Reserve in 2007, includes Satkosia Gorge Sanctuary and Baispali Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay. The reserve spans over 963.87 square kilometer, lies along Mahanadi River, which cuts through the eastern Ghats. It hosts diverse flora and fauna, including tiger, leopard, elephant, mugger, crocodile, and endemic birds. The tiger population had dwindled, and a tiger reintroduction plan for Madhya Pradesh was initiated but faced local resistance. The area is an eco-sensitive zone and supports dense sal forest and deciduous vegetation. Satkosia is crucial for ecological balance, biodiversity conservation, climate resilience in central Odisha. I think yesterday also we have discussed Satkosia Tiger Reserve with respect to the new draft of the government regarding eco-sensitive or ecological sensitive zone. Okay. MCQs. Let's start MCQs. Please answer one by one. The saola, also known as the Asian unicorn, is one of the rarest and most mysterious large mammal in the world. It was first discovered in 1981. So it is 1992. Okay. The saola is listed as a critically endangered species by the IUCN Red List. Correct? So answer is what? B, only 2. Okay. Fine. Next. Cashless treatment scheme. The scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway under the Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Victims will get cashless treatment up to 1.5 lakh for a maximum of 15 days from the date of accident. Seven days. Okay. So though only one is correct. Next. SCALP missile. The missile has a range of about 500 km, allowing it to accurately hit the target located at long distances. It flies at subsonic speed of about Mach 0.8, giving it the ability to fire at the low altitude. Okay, I think both the statements are correct. C. Okay. Next. Child sexual abuse. 30.8% girls and 13% boys face sexual abuse before the age of 18 years. The prevalence is highest among the girls in South Asia. 70% of the victims experience their first abuse after the age of 18 years. Obviously not after the age, it's before the age. So answer is 1 and 2, 6. 1 and 2, C is the correct answer. Okay. Rangachera village, located in Mohanpur subdivision of Tripura, has recently been declared as the first green village of the state. Tripura Renewable Energy Development Agency had taken up the task of implementing this green village concept under Rangachera Gram Panchayat. Okay, so I think both the statements are correct. Rangachera village, located in the Mohanpur subdivision of Tripura, recently been declared the first green village in Tripura, for the state of Tripura, and the responsibility has been taken by the Tripura Renewable Energy Development Agency. Okay. Which of the following rivers flows through the Satkosia Tiger Reserve? Answer please. Satkosia Tiger Reserve. Satkosia, the name has been given from this Satkosia Gorge. Okay, that is in Mahanadi. Satkosia Gorge, Mahanadi. Okay. Next, the proposed greenfield airport in Puri is primarily intended to enhance religious and heritage tourism in the state. Government has also proposed another international airport in Paradip, okay, to promote this port city as an international hub for business and all. So here the answer is C. Next, Russian embassy unveiled a plaque in honor of Biju Patnaik. For what? For his role in rescuing Indonesian leader and fostering India-Russia ties. Okay. During that time, we had the sympathy with we had this a good relation with Russia. Russia is all-weather friend. Russia is a reliable friend, in fact. US थोड़ा सा उतना रिलायबल तो नहीं है. साफ आप ट्रम्प आने के बाद देख सकते हो. यूएस वैसे वाला दोस्त है जो गाड़ी तो दे देती है बट चाबी नहीं देती. And in this Operation Sindoor, this war, this S-400 is saving us. So that's S-400 we have purchased from the Russia. Anyway, so this is question for tomorrow. Contribution by the Biju Patnaik. You have to write. Second question is how this ORMAS promoting rural entrepreneurship and inclusive development. Okay, ORMAS. Yes, Manas. US is focusing on self-interest. Every country is focusing the self-interest, but Russia is all-weather friend. What we know, and this friendship is from Nehru days, and from pre-independence time. It's not now. Okay. So that is the reason the Modi has given this statement. One old friend is better than two new friends. And two new friends are US and Israel, and one old friend is Russia. So that's why Modi has given this statement is one of his bilateral summit between India and Russia. Anyway, yesterday I had given this question, discuss the role of emerging technologies like AI in transforming agriculture practices in India with reference to recent initiative like Odisha Amnex partnership. Okay. Odisha Amnex partnership, that means the Amnex, the company which is giving the AI technology, helping Odisha with respect to agriculture. So that was the news and this was the question. So first one is the precision farming. It can be helped or it can be used for the precision farming. What is this precision farming? We can get information about the soil health, weather pattern, crop requirements, okay, enabling farmers to make informed decision about the planting, irrigation, fertilizer. Similarly, pest and disease management also we can do. Market intelligence we can do. We can have a surveillance monitoring with respect to pest attack and all. Okay. Apart from that, if you see smart irrigation, that is real-time data on soil moisture, weather condition, crop health monitoring, AI chatbots for farmers support. So if any information they need, immediately those information will be given to the farmer, and predictive analytics. Okay. So this was the answer of the first question. If you see the answer or second question about the District Mineral Foundation. District Mineral Foundation, as yesterday we have already discussed, it was established in 2015. Okay. And it has been established in those districts where mining activities are there. So what is the purpose? Purpose is to execute all those welfare activities for those mining affected people. Suppose Anugul is a district where mines are there. So due to mines, environmental pollution, health hazard, disease, so people can be affected. So the role or the job of the District Mineral Foundation to provide all those welfare activities, basic requirements to those people. Okay. So were created to ensure that the local population benefits from the mining activities. So what he says, critically examine the recent amendments in Odisha's DMF rules in light of the fund transparency and equitable development. CAG says, one of the findings of the CAG was, instead of using this for the welfare activities of the mining affected people, it was used for other purposes. For example, urban municipality was using for the, let's say, construction of the park, maintenance of the park, construction of the parking areas. So all those things were the findings. So now government came with one amendment or kind of, you say, draft, that only 25% can be diverted for other purposes. 75% would be mandatorily used for the what we call welfare of the people. That means 75% of the fund compulsorily will be used and 25% can be diverted for other purposes, or municipality can use it for its own work. Suppose a better drainage system or drinking water facilities they can use, but mandatory provision is 75%. So it will ensure what? One is the justice of the fund, why it has been made, why it has been established. It will ensure the justice of the fund, number one. Number two, it will enhance the transparency because 75% cannot be diverted. Okay, this is only for the people of the mining affected areas, right? So in this manner, you have to write this answer with proper intro, body and conclusion. Clear? So that's it from my side with respect to today's current affair discussion. This is prelims abhyas batch. Tentatively OPSC ने दिया जुलाई में prelims करेगी, so tentatively prelims के लिए आप practice कर सकते हो. ये हमारी optional batches है, sociology optional, geography optional, similarly home science optional. ये आरंभ बैच है. आरंभ बैच शुरू हो रही है 10 तारीख को. That is comprehensive prelims and mains batch. Combined study के लिए आपको ये help करेगी, मदद करेगी. If you want to join, let me show you some features of this course. Okay, you just go to the website of the StudyIQ, and there you will get this, not this. Let me remove this. Okay, you just go to this Arambh Foundation Batch 1. The batch is starting from 10th of May. If you see, 1000+ hours of live lecture, which is in English, Hindi and English. The way we are discussing in this current affairs class, the similar kind of classes would be there, Hindi and English. क्रक्स आपको मिलेगी, 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप आपको मिलेगी, हैंड रिटन नोट्स मिलेगी, स्पेशल फोकस इन ओडिशा स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स होगी, डेली होमवर्क होगी, वीकली करंट अफेयर्स सेशन होगी, मॉड्यूल वाइज टेस्ट होगी, एक्सक्लूसिव सेशन फॉर एसे राइटिंग होगी, अनलिमिटेड रिकॉर्डेड क्लासेस होंगी एंड प्रीलिम्स टेस्ट सीरीज भी होंगे, 12 टेस्ट आपको मिलेगी. ओके, ये सारे हमारे फैकल्टीज हैं जो लोग लगातार यूट्यूब चैनल में आपको पढ़ा रहे हैं एंड दे विल टीच इन दीज कोर्सेज एज वेल. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आप डेमो लेक्चर भी जाके देख सकते हो. ओके, इफ यू वांट टू वॉच फ्यू डेमो वीडियोस यू कैन डू दैट. जो ज्वाइन करने की कैसी, मतलब क्या प्रोविजन है, सिंपली आप बाय नाउ करना. यहाँ पे नंबर मांगेगी, नंबर डाल देना, यू विल गेट द ओटीपी एंड आफ्टर पुटिंग द ओटीपी यू विल come to again this page, again click with the buy now and you will come to this page. 2 offers are available, just enter JN live and apply. You will get the discounted amount. Go for this buy now, and it has 2 years validity. So those who are preparing but somehow you are not confident enough on your self study, or you need complete material, complete classes, it has the unlimited recorded lectures. Suppose you miss the live class and you can watch recorded lectures as well. So if you want to join, you can join this. Okay, and this is my Telegram channel. You can subscribe it for regular updates, material, and this PDF will be given to that. And Insta and Facebook also you can follow me, and you can ask your any query or any doubt. Okay, thank you all, and please keep writing or answering these questions I have given for the main segment. ठीक है, इसको लिखो आप, और हो सके तो ग्रुप में डालो, तो कभी रैंडम में चेक करूंगा तो थोड़ा सा आपका ना वो राइटिंग स्किल भी धीरे धीरे डेवलप होता रहेगा. सो डोंट मिस दिस थिंग्स. ओके, सेल्फ स्टडी भी कर रहे हो ना, तो ये आपको हेल्प करेगी.